Alright guys, welcome back. I apologize if I sound like shit, I'm currently sick. But welcome back to another Road to Platinum video. As you can see, we're here with Dead Space. But also, it's going to roll through a few more. I also platinumed, as you can see here, Life is Strange 2. This video is going to be for Dead Space, but I also wanted to show the stuff I platinumed in between as well, because I had to do 3 playthroughs, so I platinumed a game in between each playthrough. So as you can see, Life is Strange 2 is there. Game of Thrones, which, real quick, Life is Strange 2, great game, highly recommend. Game of Thrones, also great game, highly recommend. Don't like the way it ended because it never got a season 2, but it was very good. And then Figment was the most recent one before finishing Dead Space, and Figment was also pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a nice little story, fun little combat. It's short platinum at like 5-ish hours, I think it was. But yeah, also all this gameplay is going to be from the first 20 minutes of my Impossible mode playthrough. So, no spoilers, nothing like that. This is all in the first 20 minutes of the game. But if you don't know how these work, basically I'm going to go over the platinum a little bit and then go over and do like an afternoon review on the game as well. So, the platinum took about 30 hours to do, and it's very straightforward. The only thing I would say platinum wise is when you're doing a playthrough, just to go in every room and loot everything. And then also I highly recommend watching the money glitch video just somewhere on YouTube, because I did a run on normal and then I did a new game plus run and I still didn't have enough nodes to fully upgrade all the trees for the armor and the weapons. So I recommend watching that, because even after me looting everything and doing all the side quests, I still had to buy nodes. So I would recommend doing that. And then, yeah, other than that, straightforward. Impossible mode is pretty rough, I would say. But I didn't really have any issues with it. It's obviously it's hard, but I didn't have any issues. Also, a way you could make it so you don't lose your save is either upload your save to the PlayStation servers or close the game right before you die. I did have to do that twice just because I was already towards the end of the run. I did not want to restart. But I don't know what it was about the Impossible run, but I personally felt like I had more stuff by the end of the game, and I don't know. Like compared to my normal playthroughs, I don't know if that was because I was more experienced with the game by that point, and because it was my 3rd playthrough through within a 2-month period, so I kind of had everything fresh in my mind. I don't know if it was because of that or what, but I felt like I was struggling with resources more on beginner, or not on beginner, but on normal than impossible. So that's just something. I don't know if it's like drastic or what, but in terms of like what drops. But yeah, so as you guys know, for these, I usually don't go over spoilers or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go over gameplay and like a loose review on the story and stuff like that. So starting with the overall gameplay and stuff, gunplay felt very nice. There are a few guns in the game, such as the plasma cutter, ripper, pulse rifle, flamethrower, contact beam, force gun, and the line gun, and then you also have your kinesis and stasis. So kinesis, you can like grab explosive barrels and throw them at enemies. Stasis will slow them down so they're stuck in like a stasis. Sorry about that weird cut, but like I was saying, so it'll stop enemies in the stasis field, and then you'll be able to just friddle them with bullets if you wanted to. God, my voice is terrible. And then the plasma cutter is very precise. It can cut off limbs very easily. And then its secondary fire mode just swaps the horizontal or vertical, whichever way the bullets are going. The Ripper has saw blades that ricochet, which personally I didn't really use the ricochet. I would just shoot it and then hold it in front of me until the enemy died, and I did that my entire Impossible playthrough. You have the flamethrower, which the secondary fire puts up a firewall, which is pretty useful actually. You have the pulse rifle, which is an automatic weapon that I personally do not like. It has mines and stuff like that, but I felt like it did not do enough damage even upgraded. Just by using it, it just wasn't good. The contact rifle, or contact beam, begins firing a laser beam, and you just hold it down and it goes through all the ammo. The secondary fire does a lot of damage and uses a good amount of ammo. It just like throws out a giant laser. And then the force gun kind of just pushes, you know, like a force and rips off enemy limbs and stuff like that. The line gun, I honestly don't remember using, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhat like the plasma cutter to a degree, but its secondary fire is like a laser trap mine thing. So, sorry. But yeah, I don't remember using the line gun at all. And then kinesis and stasis, like I was saying. But overall, gameplay is very good. The atmosphere is phenomenal. The sound you hear all throughout the ship as you're going through is crazy. There's a true sense of fear. My entire first playthrough, I was scared out of my mind. I didn't want to move around corners. I didn't want to do anything the entire playthrough. But it ended up being really fun. And I did end up getting used to it after the first playthrough. So the other two playthroughs, I was fine. I didn't get scared or anything. You know, I was used to it. I was desensitized. But it's a very fun game. And I was a little nervous about the approach they were going to go for with this remake. Because, you know, I heard like open world, I saw a little bit of gameplay, and I thought it was going to be a little too mainstream. A little too much like Resident Evil, to be honest, like the remakes. But it works really good. The open world kind of thing works pretty nice. And it works good because you're able to just backtrack around the ship and do things the way you want. Because from what I remember from the original, it wasn't as open-ended as this one. But it works really good. Overall, I would say it's a very faithful remake as well. It's very true to the original and gives you those modern enhancements that you expect from a modern game. And it works really well. It's just kind of... it's just kind of its own thing, even though it is a remake of the first one. But overall, the game felt great. I enjoyed going through the different decks of the ships and exploring everything. There's 3 side quests in total in the game, which I'm not going to spoil, but they're cool. They're nothing crazy. They just give you different insights through the main story and answers to some questions for the main story. They are worth doing at least one playthrough. I recommend doing them at least one playthrough. It's also pretty, story is also pretty good. It's a faithful remake to the original, so if you play the original, you kind of know what this is going to be story-wise. But still, it works to this day. This game overall just plays very well and it looks pretty. It works very well, sorry, for what it is. I was genuinely surprised for it to be as good as it is with how modern games are today. I didn't have a plan. I was genuinely surprised for as good as it is because modern day games are not great anymore, for the most part. And the only thing that does suck is EA has no plans to do a sequel anytime soon. So that's a bit rough. Also, graphically, the game's really good. The way the light reflects off the metallic walls of the ship, and the way the fans are all spinning and breaking around you, it's a very immersive experience. And my first playthrough was absolutely terrifying. The whole time I was terrified. They do the game so well. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward game with straightforward systems. Oh yeah, also upgrades, I could talk about it a little bit. They're nothing crazy, so you get nodes throughout the world also by buying them from the shop. And then that will give you the ability to increase damage, capacity, your health, your air on your suit, your stasis module stuff. So you can do a lot with the upgrade system. It doesn't, you know, change the weapons insanely, but it gives them pretty good buffs. And, like, using the plasma cutter, the first weapon you get in the whole game, is like you could use it the rest of the game. It's very easy to do that the whole playthrough. And that's what I did my first playthrough. I did the plasma cutter, the whole playthrough, just upgraded it non-stop, and it was easily one of the strongest guns in this game, and probably one of the strongest first weapons in any video game. But so that's basically it for the review in Platinum. I know it's kind of short, you know, but it's not a long game. It's a short game. It's about 9 hours each playthrough. I got my last playthrough to be about 6.5 hours, so it's a pretty short game. And I know people can speedrun it in like 3 hours on average, with the fastest being like an hour and a half or so, I'm pretty sure. So it's, again, not a long game. But It's a really great game, and I highly recommend anyone play it at least once because it's a phenomenal playthrough. It's a great horror game. Everything about it works. There's easily a good amount of replayability. Like, even though I already played it 3 times and I platinumed it, I kind of want to go back for the 4th playthrough because now I have impossible mode done, so I have the finger gun unlocked. So I kind of want to do another playthrough with that. Overall, the game is just phenomenal. I really did enjoy it, and I'm glad it's as good as it is. Because Dead Space, even the second one, Dead Space 1 and 2, are, even though I didn't play them like a bunch back on PS3, Xbox 360 days, they're still some of the most memorable games I've ever played in my entire life. Even though I don't have that much time in them, but I have memories of them drilled in the back of my mind. You know, when Dead Space 1 came out, I was like 5. And I remember my cousin playing in the living room and me not being able to even be around the living room when he's playing it because my aunt thought it was too scary for me. Which, to be fair, it is. I had nightmares with this game when I was like 9 and 10. So I'm glad that this game is as good as it is, and I'm glad it works the way it does. But overall, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. This is easily one of the best modern games I've played. PS5, PS4 games. It's easily one of the best. Story works great. World works great. Graphics are great. Gameplay is awesome. It all just works really well. And it's just too bad that EA isn't planning on, you know, doing more with the franchise anytime soon. Because basically, the way EA has their studio set up is regardless of how well this game sold, and I'm pretty sure it still didn't meet their expectations because, you know, modern day game companies' expectations are ridiculous. But even though it didn't really meet their expectations, they have, you know, a few titles lined up before this game was even out, you know what I mean? So if we do get a sequel, it's going to be 5+ years, I'd say, which sucks. But I honestly doubt we'll get a sequel. That's the way that's the way companies are now in general. They don't pay attention to what the gamers want. They're just trying to throw out as much slop as they can so they can get paid. So, not that this game's slop, but I guarantee in the next few games. Who made this EA Motive? I guarantee the next EA Motive game is bad. I guarantee it. I'll give it like a 75% chance of being bad. Because that's the way it is now. They're just pumping out games non-stop and not taking time to think about what they should do, you know? And I don't know. It's just weird. The gaming industry right now is very odd. So I'm filming this also the day before Shadows comes out. I'll be playing it tomorrow. It'll already be on the channel by the time you're seeing this, because this should be going up Friday. So I've been playing it since Wednesday night. So I'm super pumped. I'm also, that's another thing, I'm glad I was able to finish this a day before Shadows came out. Because I wasn't planning on filming this if I didn't finish it before Shadows. I was going to wait and film it after Shadows was done, so it would have been even longer for this video to get done. Okay, but that's the video. I'm not going to rant too much longer. Also, next Platinum video is going to be possibly Lego Batman 3. That's the Platinum I'm doing next, but I don't know how in-depth that game is going to be, so I don't know if a Platinum video is going to be the right thing to do for it. I've spun the wheel on my phone, but I was just getting other small games that aren't long enough to make Platinum videos on. So, I'm hoping Batman 3 is long enough that I could do a Platinum video. So, we'll see what happens. But that's currently the next Platinum. I think that one, there should be a Platinum video on the channel sooner than this gap between Avengers or Lego Marvel Superheroes. The only reason this gap was so long is because it was 3 playthroughs, and I didn't want to get burnt out, so each playthrough, like I said, I went and I platinumed a different game. So that's like, you know, I got 6 platinum done, or 5 platinums done by the time I was done with this game. So that's the only reason this one took so long, is because 3 playthroughs, I need to space them out so I don't get burnt out and end up not playing the game for weeks at a time. I also did just get busy with work. There was like 3 weeks where I couldn't play anything because because I was working nonstop. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace out, guys.